Here we go. Oh.
Guys, we've talked about two different equations for lines. What were the two? One we just did. No. Mx plus b. That's called what form? Close. That's one of the forms. One of the forms we talked about was standard. And one of them, yes, mx plus b, but give me the name of it. We just did it, y'all. What's mx plus slope-intercept? I know, you said mx plus b. I said, what's the name of it? All right. Slope-intercept, everybody knows mx plus b, right? M's the slope, b's the y-intercept. What does standard form look like? Come on.
Y equals ax plus.
Okay, you're really close. It's ax. That's right. How did we graph that?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. We used intercepts to graph it, but what method did we use?
Go up.
Cover up. Kennedy got it. Kennedy got it. That's the same thing. I'll give you that. Okay. Kenny and Christian. Okay. Okay. We're going to talk about one more form. Point slope form. Now, if slope-intercept gives me a slope and an intercept, take a shot in the dark at what point slope gives me. Up, it gives me a point and a slope. Okay? So this is a really good form. If you just have 2 points, this is a great form to use. What was that? Oh, goodness. It's okay. Now that I know it's there and what it does. Okay. Tell me, looking at this equation, it looks bad, but I promise. Just wait. You've seen everything in this equation before. What? Yes, you're exactly right, Kendi. You're exactly right. Looking at this equation, tell me what you know. What looks familiar to you? Yes, Ricky, what? You don't technically have to change it. I want you right now, I just want you to look at the parts of the equation right now and tell me what looks familiar to you. I hear the x's and the y's. I hope you're talking about the x1 and the y1, because x1 and y1 is any point on the line. It can be, remember we could use any point that we want to, right? This is any point on the line. We can still use any point we want to. All right. What else do you see that's familiar to you? The slope. That's the same. Okay. This is not, right now, we'll get there, but not right now. This is not about manipulating this equation to look like anything else. This is just about, this is the equation, okay? So if we have 2 points, we can use point slope form to write the equation of the line. I'm going to show you how. Ready? Y'all got all this down? Okay. All right, y'all copying them. Give me, Zaya, give me a point. Any point you want in the whole wide world. 2, 3. Blake, give me another point. Any point you want in the whole wide world. 5, 1. I'm going to ask you to write the equation in point slope form. All right, so first of all, I need to think, what is it I need? You know how we've been writing equations of lines and we said if it's slope-intercept, we need a slope, we need an intercept, yeah? Doesn't matter which one you do first. But we will do that since that's what we've been doing. What is it, Christian? Not yet. We're not going to use both. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Remember, when we write an equation, that equation has to keep an x and has to keep a y in the equation, right? Okay. And I think that's where you're messing up just a little bit. But let's watch. Let's find the slope first because that's old hat. We know how to do that. How do I find the slope here? Give me the numerator. So that's okay. Some of you are giving me the general form, and some of you are already plugging in. You're all doing excellent. That's fine. 3 minus 1 over 2 minus 5. Does that confuse anyone in here? Subtract the x's. Subtract the y's in top, subtract the x's in the bottom. 3 and 1, and because I started with 3 up top, start with 2 in the bottom. You can do, remember, you can go any order. You can start with any point, but if you start with that point up top, then we have to start with that point in the bottom. Okay, now, okay, this is the one where Monday we did the other way also. This will give me the same thing if I do 1 minus 3. Is that what you've been doing? Over 5 minus 2. Watch what happens. They're going to give me the same thing because as long as I use the same point top and bottom, it's okay. 3 minus 1 is, that's okay, 2. And then 2 minus 5 is negative 3. So the slope is negative 2/3, right? If I do it the other way, that's right. And as long as the top or the bottom is negative, it just makes my fraction negative. So you get the same thing. Okay? You're doing it right. You're good. You're good. Just make sure whatever you start with in the top, you got to do it in the bottom. All right, we good on slope? Okay. Tell me when you're with me. Okay. Copy it. Copy it because then I'm going to show you the new stuff. So I want you. Point. I need a point. Okay, it does not matter, just like when we were solving for y-intercept, and it did not matter which one we used, it does not matter which one you use. So, Christian jumped right in there and said 2, 3, real quick, so we'll use 2, 3. We'll do 5, 1 in just a minute. We'll do both of them and I'll show you. So let's do 2, 3. Here's what I'm going to do. Remember that equation I gave you to start with? Y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. But the only thing, look, I found the slope, right? That's right. Now I'm going to let this point that I picked be x1, y1. Remember, I need an x in my equation and I need a y. That doesn't make sense, Christian? No? Either of these 2 points you can use. Pick one to use, it doesn't matter. Whichever one looks best to you. Okay? Christian blurted out 2, 3 before we even got started, so that's what we use. Okay? Now watch how we're going to plug it in because we've got this equation. I know my slope. My slope is negative 2/3. My point, what is x1 going to be? What is y1 going to be? Y'all all see where those 3 values came from? Good morning. You okay? That's okay. It's gonna look. This is in my opinion the easiest equation to plug into. So I hope you're gonna get it. In fact, I know you will. All right. Now, chapter 4. Okay, stay here. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Y minus what is y1? Equals slope, which is times x minus, now what is x1? 2. That is it. That's it. That's the answer. Nope, not unless it specifies to put it in another form. This is a form like all the others. It's less work for you to do. Okay? Look at what I had to do. I didn't have to go through and solve for a variable. The only thing I had to do was find the slope. Because I need a point and a slope. We're going to do several more together. Yes, Ramon. Say that again. You can manipulate this to put it into any form you want. We'll focus on that tomorrow. Today, I just want you able to plug into this formula. Okay? All right. Stay with me. Let's do another. You get it? Pay Haley, give me a point. Any point. That's okay. That's all right. Gavin, give me a point. 6-3. I want the equation in point-slope form. Point-slope form. So you need two. What's point-slope? That's the one we just. Girl, that's correct. Okay. Two things you need. What are the two things? Slope and a point. Does it matter which point you use? No. You try this one. Find the slope and see what you got, and then we'll do it together. What's the slope here? Make sure that you're with us, okay? All right. For the slope, she's doing the difference of the y's. Come on. Difference of the y's divided by difference of the x's. If you did it 2 minus 3 over 5 minus 6, that's perfectly fine. So that equals what? Which is 1. Good job. Aaliyah, come pick a point. Show us what point you want to use. Come on, you just have to put the point up there. Whichever one you want to use. Okay, so what does that tell us? What does that give us in relation to our equations? That's our what and our what? Which one's x1? 5. That's the x. And which one's y1? 2. Good job. Yeah. This is x1. This is y1. So you want to do the next one, but you don't want to get up and do it? Okay. All right, come on. All right. She's gonna put the equation all together. If you can see it without it, no. Good job. So now she's going to put it all together for her equation. You do understand? That's good.
I understand. Yeah, me too. What makes sense? This was like that homework.
No, I'm going to see. Good job. Great teamwork, guys. All right. Let me let me pick your brain a little bit. First of all, tell me this. Everybody give me a thumbs right now. I got it good, so I don't got it at all. As far as plugging in the equation, just plug in the equation. All right. Let's do one more together. I see a couple down and a couple sideways. One more together before I build on it a little bit. You saying because you got it? All right. Shh. You already picked one. Makai, give me a point. Give me a good point, Makai. Give me a... Guys, I'm up here. This is where you should be. Do a negative. I agree. Let's do one that's a little bit harder. Negative 5, 9.
Oh, no.
Let's do... Aiden, give me a point. Any point you want. Christian, don't influence Max's point? What's your point? Shh. Y'all leave him alone. 7-3. Write the equation in point slope form. Now guys, let's say I give you this equation. Y minus 2 equals 3 times x plus 1. The form is what? What form? It's point slope form. So tell me this. What is the slope? Now here's where you're going to have to really think about it. What is a point on the line?
1, 2. 1 negative 2. 1, 2.
Dude, I know I'm right. I'm not going to argue with you. It's 1 negative 2.
1, 2. And what are you talking about?
Same thing, right? She's not aggressive.
All right, look, remember the equation? Remember the equation? It's y minus y1 equals slope times x minus x1. It's got to be a minus in there in front of the number, okay? So if this has to be a minus, then this would be a negative 1. Okay? Shh. So it's opposite signs. The x is first, the y is next, okay? Now, more importantly, guys, please, more importantly than that, if I have this equation, okay, and I want it in slope-intercept form, in other words, mx plus b, okay, slope-intercept, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to solve for y. Okay, because remember, slope-intercept is mx plus b. So the y is by itself. So look at this equation and tell me how in the world do I solve this for y? Christian, what's my first step? Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm going to look at this equation and I'm going to distribute this 3 through here to get rid of the parentheses. Yes. 3x plus 3. Y is still not by itself. What is with y? That's 5. Now it is in slope-intercept form. These are the same equations. Okay? I'm solving it for y. Okay? Y'all stay with me. Because in all reality, in everything that we've been doing so far, the easiest thing to do is to plug it in point slope form and manipulate it from there. Okay? That's easier than plugging in for the slope, picking a point, plugging in, solving for b, and going back. Okay? Whatever way, though, is easiest for you. But if you're given the point slope form and asked to put in slope-intercept form, which you're going to have to do on your test, you're going to have to be able to manipulate it around. So let's look at one more. Let's say I have the equation. Cameron, give me a point. Any point. -2, 3. Zaya, turn around. Jordan, give me a slope. Any slope. Any slope you want. 5. All right, I'm going to plug this point and this slope into point slope. In fact, why don't you plug it in? Tell me what I get. Y minus That's correct. That is correct. All right, so listen. All I did was plugged in. I didn't have to calculate anything. What I am going to do is I'm going to change this to y minus 3 equals 5 times x plus 2. Okay, same change. Now, stay with me. Stay with me. I want you to write this equation in slope-intercept form, which means I want it solved for y. Solve it for y. Solve it for y. When we solve for y, if you like steps, so 2 put in slope-intercept. Then what we want to do is distribute to the parentheses first. That's right. Whoever said that. Yes. Several of you are shouting it out. Yeah. Oh no. Somebody said good. All right, look, here's the good thing. Here's the good thing about all these different forms. If you get to be a professional in one form, you can get to any other form. My favorite form is point slope because I'm always going to be able to calculate a slope and I can always find a point. It's the easiest to plug into. It's the easiest to work with. And from there, I can get to any other form I want to get to. I could move this 5x over and get to standard form if I wanted to. Okay? I can get, well, that's another lesson for another day. But what I'm getting at is, if you get to be very, very familiar and comfortable with one form, you can manipulate it to look any way you want it to look. Okay? You can get it to any other form. All right, here's what we're going to do. I've got an assignment for you.